Hey guys, YouTube. Welcome back to part 2 of my last day of March 2026 Tinka Tuesday live stream. So me doing this, like this is round 2, my first part of the stream. Okay, so this was originally supposed to be one video. Like most of my videos are usually intended to be one stream at a time, but sometimes that doesn't work out and the stream gets interrupted and messes up, and then it ends up becoming a two-parter or sometimes even a three-parter, whatever, I don't know. Today we're doing, it's Tinka Tuesday, so we're doing a two-part stream apparently. After the interruption that I got for the part 1, the first part of the stream, I continued to talk for about 8 minutes, and then I peeked under the rubber band and realized that I had 0 viewers, which I was like, okay, so that probably means I'm not streaming anymore. So I went back and checked, and it turns out, yes, I was right. So I lost 8 minutes. So 8 minutes, I'm just glad that I stopped at that point rather than to continue to talk and talk and talk. That's what I've usually done in the past, and like for hours, and then I'll just end up losing like more hours of footage. So at least today, it still sucks to lose the last 8 minutes that I was just doing, but 8 minutes isn't so bad compared to the hours and hours that I've lost multiple times before. So I'm glad that I like thought to stop and check and like realize like, oh, okay, yeah. So yes, this is part 2 of today's streaming video process for me. But it is Tinka Tuesday, so two. So when I do this, just imagine that one of the fingers isn't here. There should really only be one finger going on here. But I'm trying to be nice, and I'm trying to be like all cute and happy because this is YouTube and a family-friendly site, so I'll do this instead. 2 for Tuesday. But usually I do this when I sign off at the end of my videos. Now I'm just doing it as I sign back on, or trying to, because this is part 2. Okay, so we got that. All right, so I was in the 8 minutes that I was just doing before this, I realized I'm pretty sure today is March 31st. So yeah, the last day of March for 2026. Oh, and what I was saying about that is, so yeah, obviously tomorrow is the start of April, and also April Fools, so I better watch out for that. But so if I can just get through April without smoking weed, that will be a full year that I've been able to go without smoking the green leaf. Which is pretty crazy for me, because before I had, you know, started this year-long or almost year-long process of not smoking the green leaf, I had been smoking like all day long, every day for like the past 20 years. So I'm really proud of myself for getting this far with this, you know, like sobriety thing with that. I wish I could say that things have gotten better. I don't think that things have gotten better, but I do feel like I myself as a person I feel better. Like I don't feel as much better as I'd like to, but overall I do feel better being sober like this now. And it took quite a while throughout this past year for me to get here. I feel like especially the first 6 months of that were such a struggle, and after like the first 6 months, the last few months have been a lot better with that, thank gosh, to where now this just feels like normal, like to just be sober and just kind of like more clear-headed, and I like it. I don't love it all the time, obviously, like I still struggle, but it's a lot better than it was. So anyways, so the end of my part 1 of this stream where it had gotten cut off. I was talking about how the past couple of days, I have not had internet at the apartment that I stay at. So I got this weird text message on my phone from the company that I get my internet from. And I guess they're doing some kind of mystery like maintenance with the internet or whatever. I don't really know or understand what they're talking about as usual, but anyway. Yeah, it's kind of interesting timing to me too. Just with my favorite manager leaving, and when I get back to the apartment that I sleep at, having internet there is such a big part of me, like, being able to handle being so alone. um, like it's just so much easier to not feel or realize how alone I am when I have the internet. And I'm sure that probably would apply to a lot of other people too, especially single people. Um, but yeah, so I was just starting to say in part one of this video a few minutes ago how such a big part of me being able to be at the apartment that I stay at by myself is to have the internet there to like keep me company in that way and to feel like connected somewhat to the outside world in that way. But yeah, the internet's been off for the past couple nights, so last night and the night before, so Sunday and Monday night. And yeah, it's interesting timing, like with my favorite manager leaving next week. And so I'm not going to be seeing him anymore at the club. And I've been basing so much of my schedule at the club, like around him and just looking forward to seeing him and working with him. But so I've just been feeling like really kind of down and depressed and lonely with that. But then to not have internet the past couple nights at the apartment that I sleep at after my shifts at the club, it's really interesting timing because it just really hammers home just how pathetic and alone I really am. Normally what I do when I get back to the apartment that I sleep at after a shift at the club, I shower and I was just saying a few minutes ago in my part one how I don't have the heat on in that apartment. So I haven't had the heat on in that apartment for the past 4 years and 4 winters. So it is getting a little better now, thank gosh, now that we're getting into spring. But for the winter time, for like 6-7 months of the year, it's freezing cold in there. So my landlord is an old creepy bastard that I think goes in there when I'm not there, or somebody has apparently been doing that before. So I shut my fridge off and I use it as a safe. I lock my stuff up in there, like my laptop and my clothes and non-perishable food. So after I shower, because my clothes are locked up in the fridge, I have to unlock it before I can get dressed. And I'll towel off with this little, like, it's freezing cold in there, most of the year with not having the heat on. So, and I don't even have a full size towel to dry off with. I technically do, but I kind of did a little bit of an oopsie and accidentally ruined that towel, because back before I was fully bald like I am now, there were a couple of years there where I had some patches where I wasn't fully bald yet. And so with the patches, I was using this makeup product that was hair colored to try to fill in the bald spots. So, because at first it was just little spots here and there. So yeah, I was trying to fill in those spots with this makeup product that was the same color as my hair. And that stuff wouldn't fully wash off in the shower. So when I would go to dry my head afterwards with the full-size towel, that makeup stuff would get on the towel and it kind of just ruined the towel. I guess I could try to wash the towel a little better, but because it's full size and I'm not really able to do like regular style laundry there, I just haven't really gone around to that. So the towel that I've been drying off with for a while now, it's this little hand-sized towel that's a lot easier to wash, like in the sink and just dry like that. afterwards, you know, because it's just so much smaller in size. So, but I think it's kind of funny because the size and the shape of it, because it's a hand towel, it kind of reminds me of Towelly from South Park. Just the size and the shape of it. So it's not the same exact color as Towelly from South Park, because I'm pretty sure Towelly is like a light purple, whereas this towel is a light green. But it's still like kind of like a light pastel type of color, almost like an Easter egg. Um, and Easter is coming up. So yeah, it just reminds me of Towelly, okay? If I were to ever replace it in the future, I would probably try to get a light purple to be even more like Towelly from South Park. But right now it's just green. But it still reminds me like the size and the shape of, again, of Towelly from South Park, which I think is kind of funny. So I dry off with that, and I don't know if this part got cut out earlier, the 8 minutes that got cut out from part 1, but I was saying how even without my favorite manager working at the club, I've still been able to get into the zone on stage. So I have to remind myself that I can still do that without him being at the club, and not just like mentally or emotionally put all my eggs into one basket, like as far as like with him working here. But I remember I was like, oh, eggs in one basket, that reminds me of Easter too, and Easter's coming up. And anyway, sorry, I can never remember sometimes like what gets cut out and what doesn't when parts of my streams get messed up, like my first, like part 1 did. So anyway, so after I towel off with my little Towelly hand-sized towel, I will unlock my fridge and get dressed, and then I go on my laptop. Like I eat, I'll like set up my laptop by my bed, and then I will eat. But I don't really have a proper like dining room, like kitchen table and chairs to like eat at. So I eat, like I'll start my eating process standing up in the kitchen at the counter in front of my microwave. So I'll start off like that. And then after that, I'll kind of like continue the process over at my bed with my laptop. And I'll just be kind of like, you know, vegging out online on my laptop, like stacking. You know, like just continuing that eating process, like especially like with popcorn and just like going on the internet. And it's just really amazing to me, like to not have that part of the process with the internet being off back at the apartment that I stay at the past couple nights. You know, there's been no internet there. And it's just amazing to me what a difference it makes. Like, it really does hammer home just how cold and lonely and pathetic and miserable it is. Like, you know, to get back from a 10-hour shift at a strip club and just be standing alone in this dark, cold, lonely apartment, just standing in the kitchen at the counter in front of a microwave that barely works. Like, you know, just, it's so different to be able to go over to the internet, you know, at my laptop, like in that process. And once I'm online on the internet, it's like I feel normal, I feel fine, kind of. But without that, it's like I just feel like I'm in this sad movie. You know, like I'm like the main character in a really, really sad movie or something. And it's like, okay, what now? You know? Like, is it even worth going over to my bed to sit down and like eat the rest of what I'm gonna eat over there that way, to just sit down and relax? Or should I just try to wrap up that process as quickly as possible, just standing up right there at the counter, you know, and then just try to brush my teeth and get to bed as quickly as possible, just to get up right after that and do it all over again the next day, just over and over and over again, like a normal person? Like, is that what normal people really do? But yeah, when I do have the internet on, like I normally would, and I'm able to go on my laptop, it just feels so fine. Like it's no big deal. Like I'm just so happy and excited to go over to my bed with my laptop and just go online and just do whatever it is I want to do online, pretty much. Like, I can just spend hours like that so happily, and just like it feels great. Like it doesn't feel lonely, it doesn't feel weird, it doesn't feel pathetic or miserable like it does without the internet. It just feels happy and normal and wonderful usually, honestly. Like especially when I've been kind of trying to diet the past couple months, so I've been trying to not have as much popcorn doing that. But especially like when I am having a lot of popcorn doing that, and I can just like watch stuff on YouTube or just go online and just like have my popcorn. And then, I mean, yeah, up until the past year, I had weed as a part of that process as well. So if I have the combination of, so far, like lately, it's been mostly just the internet, but even just the internet by itself is like fine, or mostly fine. Mostly fine, okay? So, but you know, like for a while before that, for a lot of the time, I had also been having popcorn, which would just pass the time so much more easily when I add the popcorn with the internet into that, you know, to have that combination of just watching stuff online and having my popcorn. But up until the past year or so, I had also been smoking the green leaf as part of that. And when I have that combination, that trifecta of those three things, the green leaf, the popcorn, and the internet all in combination, dude, that feels like heaven. That feels like so perfect and pure and just all that I would ever need. You know what I mean? Like, not all that I would ever want necessarily, but all that I would really need to pretty much for the most part be okay. Or mostly okay. You know, obviously not literally, like I still have a lot of other stuff I have to try to work on and fix and improve somehow, some way, hopefully someday. But in the moment, in those moments, I can really just feel pretty okay and pretty content. Just focusing on those things, on the internet and the popcorn, and before it would also be the green leaf. And especially with the green leaf, like intermittently when I wasn't like snacking and having the popcorn, when I was in between that part of the process, smoking the green leaf and feeling the effects of that, I would have all these playlists that I would go on my YouTube for songs that I like to listen to and songs that I like to sing along to. And I could just sing and sing and sing and sing to my favorite songs to sing to for hours and hours. And I would feel so happy and so amazing doing that, because something about smoking the green leaf just awakens me, just wakes me up to how much I really do just love music so much and appreciate music and feel the music so much. Smoking the green leaf and the combination of that with the music for me is like this holy grail, this just nirvana, this pure, it feels like this just such an amazing, it's just such an amazing thing for me, such an amazing feeling. And normally I really feel like I'm not a very good singer, but when I have certain songs, like my favorite songs to sing along to, and especially when I'm feeling the effects of the green leaf, I feel like I can just sing like so much better then, and sing along. I have to sing along with another voice, like to a song. I can't just sing by myself. I have to sing along in harmony with a song that's already being sung by the person originally singing it, like the artist of that song. Like, but when I can sing along with them, it's like a partnership, it's a union, it's a harmony, it's nirvana to me. And that's when I feel like I can actually kind of almost maybe sing a little bit okay, not as awfully as I normally would, like trying to sing by myself, you know. And it's just, especially, yeah, with the green leaf, like just activating this magical feeling within me with that. It's like just, I could just do that for hours and hours and hours, and it would just feel so better than okay, just amazing. Just like, you know, that would just be like pretty much heaven to me. Like, just that would be it, you know, like besides the times that I could get dancing on stage at the club with my favorite manager, or like the right person doing like the right magical combination of stuff in the DJ booth with the lights and the music and stuff. And but yeah, I mean, you know, so lately, um yeah, it's been almost a year now for me not having the green leaf be a part of that, so I really haven't been singing as much like I would like to. I really try to tell myself to still try to sing without the green leaf, but it's just, so far I still haven't been able to get back to the singing without the green leaf. It's just not the same. I hope that someday I am able to do that. I want to think that that could maybe be like the next part of this process for me, like this process of sobriety. Um, to finally also be able to get to that place where I can sing and get into the music and feel the music just as much or close to it without having to go back to smoking the green leaf in order to try to do that like I used to. Um, so yeah, lately for the past year, I haven't had that be part of this process. But even just with the internet and the popcorn, it's still been a pretty good like thing for me, like that combination just would like get me through the time, you know, of just being there by myself like that. So, but then lately, the past couple months, I've been trying to diet a little bit. So I've been cutting back on the popcorn. So it's just been like me and the internet mostly, and occasionally a little bit of popcorn, or sometimes a lot of popcorn too, but less of it than I normally would have. So yeah, lately it's been mostly just me and the internet. And so now, the past couple of nights, it's been just me without the internet, without any of that stuff. Just me and myself, and just in that apartment. Like, you know, I've been trying to sleep with the lights off, you know, the heat's off still. So it's just like me in this cold, dark, lonely apartment. And I'm just, or I think it's just me in there. I hope as lonely as I might feel in those moments without the internet, I hope that it's just me in there. But I really try to check everything to make sure that it's, as best I can, and try to make sure it's just me in there. But like, you know, without the internet, it actually is, it's lonely, and it's like cold and dark and just miserable. And I'm like, it's just such a, it really is, it really hammers home. It's just so interesting and fascinating for me to stop and think about how much of a role the internet has really played in my lifetime, you know, because the internet for me was really starting to become a big thing right around the time that I was becoming a teenager. So right around the time that I was starting to actually become like, you know, like like a real actual person with like thoughts and opinions and feelings, and being so young and impressionable still, you know, starting to get into puberty and starting to develop as like a female and eventually becoming into a woman and stuff. It's like, it's right around all that same time that the internet was really becoming a thing. So the internet has played such a huge part in just me becoming a person, me becoming a woman, like me entering into adulthood and society. And just like the internet has just been such a, and still is obviously, like, you know, to not have it, and I've still had it on my phone, mind you. So, you know, like even though I wasn't able to squeeze in doing a YouTube video time-wise the past couple days, I'm pretty sure technically if I had been able to find the time, I still would have been able to go on my YouTube and go online that way. But even just me not having the internet back at the apartment that I stay at for the past couple of nights, it's been a weird feeling. It's been really, really, really just strange, just dark, cold, lonely, strange, and honestly miserable. And to think about, it really makes me think like, okay, so say the internet wasn't a thing as much as it is this day and age for me. If I hadn't had the internet to keep me company and to fill that space and to kind of take the place of so many things like real actual human connection and interaction and that kind of stuff, like if I didn't have the internet at that apartment the way that I do and the way that I have for a while, would I still be single? Would I like, what would I do to fill that space and to fill that time, you know? I know that, I mean, I have been trying to write a book for quite a long time now. I don't really feel able to work on it during the winter months, which is most of the year here where I am. So because I don't have the heat on in that apartment and it's so cold, when I'm there in the winter, like 6 or 7 months of the year, I'm just like basically trying to be under the covers that entire time that I'm there. So, and me trying to write that book though, when I do feel able to do it, like in the warmer months, when I try to do that, it is offline, but it's still on a laptop. So I don't really know how to look at that. That laptop is not connected to the internet, but it's still a laptop. So it's still like part of technology and all that. But okay, like besides the book thing though, like just without the internet, would I still feel okay being single? I feel like honestly without the internet, I'd probably just be like a normal person, like married with children. Or but I don't really know for sure. It's so hard to try to say, like, because the internet really does just play such a huge role, such a huge part in just most people's day-to-day life, I feel like nowadays. And it's like it takes the place of so many other things for me. It takes the place of companionship, other people, just, I'm not really close with my family. I've been single since 2012, so almost 15 years now. And it's like such a big part of me kind of feeling okay with all of that is just to have the internet and just to go online and feel that somewhat semblance of connection to the rest of humanity and to other people in that way, at least. So yeah, to have that taken out of the equation for the past couple of nights like it has been, it's such a weird feeling. And it really does make me stop and think about so many things like that. And it is pretty mind-blowing to me. It's just so weird for me to think about. But anyway, I really hope that they said that it would be back on working by this afternoon. When I left for work, like when I left to come out earlier today, I didn't check it. So I actually, it's been off the past couple nights, the internet at that place. So Sunday night, I took out my laptop and I tried to go on and it just wasn't working. So I still left my laptop on for the light from the screen. But then last night, because I called the internet company yesterday and they told me that it probably wouldn't be back on until this afternoon today. So last night, I didn't even bother to take my laptop out of the fridge like I normally would. I didn't even try to put it on. I just left it where it was. I just left it off. So, but they said that it's supposed to be back on this afternoon, but I don't actually know if it is yet because again, I hadn't bothered to even like take my laptop out or to try to go on it last night or today. So I just, went to bed after eating and showering last night. I just went to bed right after that and, without the laptop, and like I didn't have my partner right there next to me like I normally would, my precious, precious laptop. I feel like my laptop is like my nighttime life partner and my backpack is like my daytime like life partner. So it's kind of like I'm like in a dual polyamorous relationship with my laptop and my backpack, or anyways. But I didn't have my laptop last night. So, and when I got up today, I didn't have my laptop, so I just got up and ate and came out. So I don't know if it's back on. I guess I won't find out until I get back there later tonight, or technically later tomorrow morning because it's me after midnight tonight. But I sure hope so, because it's such a lonely, empty, depressing feeling to not have it there. And I didn't make the world this way. I didn't create the internet. So it's not like I designed things to be this way myself. It's just I'm just going along with how things just are, so I'm not saying it's right, I'm not saying it's wrong, I'm not saying it's great, I'm not saying it's bad. It's just how things have been for me in my lifetime. Like, and I am honestly as conflicted and as weird as I feel about this stuff, really stopping to think about it like this. Overall, I'm still very, very thankful that I have the internet and that people have the internet this day and age. Even though I think it does come with a lot of like caveats. I don't know if that's the word. I don't even know what that word means off the top of my head. But even though, again, there's probably a lot of ways to look at it and think about it, like it might have some downsides too, obviously. But because it is, I feel like for me personally, and probably for a lot of other people, I feel like the internet is replacing a lot of what could be a lot of other things, like meaningful things, or just a lot of other things. But overall, I'm still really thankful to have it. And not having it for the past couple nights, it just feels wrong. It just feels awful. It feels so weird and just depressing and frustrating. And it's like, what do I do? Really? Like, like it's just like shaved down to like the bare bones of just like work, shower, eat, sleep, get up, eat, work, come back, shower, eat, sleep. Like it's just, so I mean, entertainment, like they say it's one of those things that's not actually essential or like required in life, but that is something that most people, it's just human nature to seek out, even if it's not like literally essential for survival or like, like it's still just such a big part of just trying to feel okay or feel a little bit better about stuff, to feel some sense of solidarity or connection or meaning or just something like other than lonely depression. I don't know. But even if that is like a part of me feels like that's just me being weak-minded, and why should I need that stuff if it's not like literally essential? You know what I mean? Why should I need that stuff if it's not essential to my survival in a literal sense? It still does feel, for better or worse, it still does feel essential just to my mental and emotional health, whatever still might be of that, you know what I mean? Like whatever semblance of that kind of stuff I might actually still have going on somehow, some way. Yeah, I feel like the internet and having access to entertainment and communication that way is such a big part of that, little bit of mental or emotional well-being I might still be able to have. But anyway, I don't know, it just really got me thinking. So 32 minutes. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up in a few minutes. I do just want to say quickly, this is something I'm really, really happy about and very, very, very proud about. I can't put into words how thrilled I am about this. Something really great happened here at the club last night, and to most people, they'll probably just be like, okay, whatever. This is just for me like a personal thing that really matters and means a lot to me, just personally. Like a lot of stuff that I don't know. But anyways, so on stage at the club last night, I was finally able to do something that I hadn't been able to do for probably months up until that point. I had been doing this, I was still able to do this at certain points this past winter. I think it was mostly towards the start of this past winter that I was able to do this. Before winter started, I was doing this on a pretty regular basis. And even then, it was still a huge, huge struggle for me. Out of the stuff that I do on stage at the club, this is not on the pole, by the way. This is actually part of my floor work that I do. But out of the stuff that I do just on stage in general, even including the stuff that I do on the pole. So out of everything that I do on stage at the club, including the pole, this I would consider to be one of my most difficult moves, one of my most difficult things that I try to do. It's one of the most painful things, and it's one of the most difficult and challenging. Even back before winter started, when I was doing this on a pretty regular basis, even then it was still extremely, extremely difficult. And then, as winter progressed, as usual, I did gain a bit of weight. That pretty much always happens for me in the wintertime, especially not having the heat on back at the apartment that I stay at, and it gets very, very cold in there. So, just this whole winter process, I, as usual, gained some weight, wasn't really able to get to the gym, just, the mental and emotional impact of all of that, just the stress and the depression, the sadness, just winter basically just kind of accumulates in my body and just makes its way into my muscles and just tenses and tightens everything up in a very bad way. Like, it's just, so, I've kind of thought about the AI summaries that I've seen on other people's YouTube videos. I've never seen one on any of my videos, and it's kind of funny to me to stop and try to imagine what that might be like if there were ever to be like an AI summary on one of my videos, because with the stuff that I talk about on my channel and in my videos, it's like, how, if AI can really do anything, pretty much, like, how exactly would AI try to summarize like my videos? Because I really do get a kick out of trying to imagine that kind of thing. But it also freaks me out, obviously, like, yeah, like a lot of stuff that does freak me out. Like, what exactly would it try to say, or like what exactly would it say for my kind of videos? Here we have this total loser. I can't even imagine. Okay, um, so I know that I'm trying to think about how long that it's actually been since I've been able to do this move on stage. And the only way that I could think to try to get more of like a gauge for how long it's been would be like if AI were to like be able to find it or like summarize this. Because I know that I had mentioned it. It was something that I was mentioning in my videos back when I was still doing it. I'm assuming it must have been like quite a few months at this point, but I just don't know. I would have to really go back, and because I've never seen an AI summary on any of my videos, I'm not sure if that's something you can like purposely choose to have generated like on your own, or if YouTube just decides that on its own for some videos. Like, I don't really know if I could like choose to have AI do that on any of my videos, but even if I could, I'd probably still choose not to, because again, it just really freaks me out, the thought of it. But so for me to try to find the last video where I had mentioned doing this, I would have to really go back like months prior and actually watch through quite a few of my videos to try to find me talking about this. But it's funny because I was actually going to mention in some of my more recent videos, I was actually going to say, like, mention how I hadn't been able to do this for a while. And just be like, all right, you guys, like, I have this goal, like, I really want to get back into doing this move. And like, this is something that I know that I haven't done for quite a while now, for quite a few months, and I used to be able to do it on a pretty regular basis, and I'm gonna make a goal, I'm gonna say it now, that I wanna get back into doing it. So I was in my head going to say that in one of my like upcoming videos, but I just hadn't gotten around to it yet. But regardless, I guess that's okay or whatever, because I was able to do it last night. Last night I did it 3 times on stage, and I did not think that I was going to be able to do it. I didn't go into my shift last night thinking that I was going to be trying to do it. I was kind of in the back of my head, like, I knew, obviously not even in the back of my head, but I knew for a while now that I wanted to try to get back into this. But so like the past couple of weeks, I've been trying here and there to stretch for this move on stage as best I could. Although for me to even try to stretch for this move, it requires me to be in a certain kind of mindset. Like, I have to be a certain level of like feeling like comfortable and okay and relaxed, which I never really feel that way. But like, for me to even try to stretch in preparation for this move, even just the stretching itself is very difficult for me. Like, I don't even really feel very good or okay about even just trying to get into the stretching positions to try to prepare for this kind of thing. So me doing this last night, it was not planned and it was very unexpected. I didn't plan on trying to do it yesterday. If anything, I would have just tried to do the stretching here and there where I could for it. I wasn't planning on trying to do it for like another couple of weeks or months, probably not months, but like, I knew that I didn't think that I was ready last night to try to do it again. But So, but I don't know, my favorite manager was here last night, and so I, yesterday was Monday, so it was slow for the most part, and at first it was a weird Monday shift too, because usually on Mondays when I first get here earlier in the afternoon and going into like the first few hours of night shift, usually there's not very many dancers for a while. So usually like for the first few hours of my shift on a Monday especially, it'll just be like me and maybe a couple of other dancers. So just me on stage, like practicing and stretching and just doing a lot of stage for a while. Whereas yesterday was a weird Monday because right when I got here, there was actually already a lot of dancers, which really hardly ever happens on a Monday. But there was a lot of dancers for a Monday, and early on too. So I didn't get to do what I would normally be able to do or try to do on a Monday. I wasn't really able to go on stage that much. And normally on a Monday and a Sunday, and like earlier in the week with my favorite manager here, because my favorite manager is here Sunday and Monday nights usually. So for that time, that's when I like want to be on stage and I want to have my favorite manager in the booth doing the lights and the music. And then there's this special thing that gets activated when that happens, when it's him in the booth and me on stage. It's like my special, like, there's like this thing that happens and I get activated and it's like I get in the zone. There's a certain mode that I go into and that gets activated, and that can go on for hours and hours, and that's like what I have been living for and just like longing and just loving for so long now. So I was really, really hoping to get that last night, especially since I know that he's going to be leaving next week. So I'm just trying to like get it while I still can, you know what I mean? So that really wasn't able to happen for a while like it normally would. Normally that would happen like, right when he gets here at the club on a Monday, like around 6 or 7. So like right for the start of the night shift, normally that will happen around that time, and that can just go on for hours for me. But yesterday, because there were so many dancers, I wasn't really able to go on stage that much, and that just wasn't happening like it normally would. So I was really bummed out about that. And at first, like for a few hours there, I really didn't think that it was going to be able to happen at all last night, but eventually, I don't know, like after a few hours of that, eventually a lot of the dancers that had already been here, like I guess left, and or I guess the ones that were still here just at some point just didn't want to go on stage anymore because there weren't really any customers here. So eventually, it took a little bit longer. It took a while, but eventually I did get to that place where I was just able to go on stage and do my thing. So, and it was actually somebody else in the DJ booth. Like my favorite manager was here, but I don't think it was really him in the DJ booth for that time. It was one of the floor hosts, and it's actually the same floor host that comes out to my car a lot. I call him Pistachio. So he was in the DJ booth. So I was kind of like, all right, well, I'll still try to go on stage and do the best that I can. So I did that, and it was kind of weird though, because I did end up going on stage for a while, and in that time period, like when I first went on stage to do that, it was Pistachio in the booth. But because I was on stage for so long, I'm pretty sure at some point throughout that, my favorite manager went in the booth, and I'm not positive that this is how it happened because I can't really see into the DJ booth that well being on stage. Unless I'm at the top of the pole. At the top of the pole, I can kind of see into the DJ booth, but depending on how the lights are, usually I can't see into the DJ booth that well. And especially with like a lot of the light settings, like depending on how the lights are, sometimes I really can't see into there at all. But anyways, but I'm pretty sure eventually at some point with me being on stage, my favorite manager went into the booth and did whatever he did with the lights and the music and stuff. But all I know is, regardless, I was already like, I had already been on stage for a while, and at that point, I think I had a feeling that the next dancer after me was going to be coming on stage shortly after that. So yeah, I had already been on stage for a while, and I was like, all right, well, I'm probably going to be getting off the stage in a few minutes. I'm pretty sure the next dancer is going to be coming on now in a few minutes. So I was like, there's a certain series of pole tricks that I like to try to do in the pole, but they're my more difficult pole tricks. So in order for me to try to do those, I really have to be, there's a certain series of things that has to be in place. My other pole tricks I can do with a lot of clothing on. There's a series of pole tricks that I can do with a lot of fabric. And then this more difficult series of pole tricks that I'm referring to now, that series of pole tricks, it's more difficult, and with those I can't have a lot of clothes on. I have to have a lot more skin to grip the pole with. So it was very cold too at that point. I remember when I first got to the club yesterday, it was kind of hot, and then they turned the thermostat down by like 5 degrees. So with them turning the thermostat down by 5 degrees, it went from being hot to being very cold. And I was actually cold for a lot of that time on stage, but I was like, all right, because for a while there, I had just been stretching on stage when it was warm, and then when it was cold later on, I hadn't gone on the pole yet, but because it was cold, I did go on the pole to try to warm up. And then I was like, okay, so I probably only have a few more minutes up here on stage before the next dancer. So I took off my dress, and I had already taken my bra off. So I had a lot more skin to grip the pole with. And also for me to try to do these more difficult pole tricks, the pole can't be super slippery like it usually is. I have to try to get the pole at the right time when it's less slippery. So because I had been on the pole for a little bit at this point and cleaned it off, the pole was less slippery like it would have to be for this. So I was like, all right, it's now or never, or this is the time. I'm like, this is like a good time where I could try to do these more difficult pole tricks. And also with me doing these more difficult pole tricks, it's more of an issue where I feel like my wigs might fall off. So I also additionally have to really like double and triple check my wigs to try to like really secure them down onto my head more and just try to make sure that they're not going to fall off. Because yeah, they get looser and they would more easily fall off with this series of pole tricks that I was about to do. So I really checked my wigs after that, and I was like, all right, I'm going to do it. So I did my more difficult series of pole tricks. And I did it right in time before the next dancer was coming on. But after I did that, also another part of that series of pole tricks that's more difficult for me to do is when I finish the pole tricks and come back down to the stage floor, like to get off the pole after doing the pole tricks. A lot of times with the other pole tricks, or even with that one, I will come back down off the pole into a standing position. But another like part of the process that would increase the level of difficulty, like if I'm really going to try to push myself at the end of that series of pole tricks, the way for me to come back down off the pole, rather than me coming back down off the pole into a standing position, I would be coming back down off the pole into a split. So I did that as well. I was like, I want to wrap this up on a extra special like high note and just do the split as well. So I did the split as well. And then that particular type of split is a front split with one leg in front of the other. It's where I put my right leg in front of my left leg. So I did that. And then after I do that, I push off mostly my left hand and my left wrist, and I flip my body, or is it my right hand and my right wrist? It's one or the other. I honestly can't remember right now. I don't want to like pause too long because I'm afraid like when I pause, my stream will just interrupt and get messed up again. So I always feel like I have to rush through everything because nothing ever, oh God, I only have one viewer, so that's not a good sign. Oh God, I gotta wrap this up. It's one viewer and it's somebody that's gonna mess up my stream and then blah, blah, blah. I'm tired. I'm really gonna have to cut back and do my YouTube because I'm really, really tired of just this feeling of just, oh, God. I guess I'll give them a moment. Are you gonna mess up the stream now? Whoever you are, if you're gonna do it now and just get it over with so I can just I hate this. Now that I have a new phone, I was thinking, now that I have a new phone, maybe I could just do regular videos and just delete them afterwards, because I hate live streaming. I hate it. I hate live streaming. For anyone that doesn't already know, I've only been doing live stream videos as a way to put out content because I hadn't had any storage on my old phone. I just got a new phone a couple weeks ago. So I'm still in that mindset of not having any storage. I keep forgetting, like, wait, this new phone actually has storage now, but I want to keep it that way. You know what I mean? I want to keep the storage space. But my old phone had literally no more storage space, to where my only option to do videos was to do live streams. And everyone's like, why don't you leave the comments on for your live streams? I'm like, I have my reasons. Don't make me say it, like, you know, don't make me be honest and say just, yeah. I'm like, oh, I just don't like them. I just don't like people. No, I'm just kidding. But I keep forgetting, it's like, wait a minute, I have a new phone now. I have storage space. If I want to keep the storage space, but I could probably just actually do regular videos and then post them and delete them afterwards, because what's the difference? It's just so difficult for me to delete anything. Like, you know, like, obviously if I do a live stream, it's on my YouTube and I don't have it saved anywhere else. So that's scary. But like, yeah, if I were to do a regular video and then post it and delete it, that's basically the same idea as a live stream, I feel like, except if I could only just get myself to delete it afterwards to keep the storage on my phone. But I just can't delete stuff. If I like the video, I'm just not going to be able to delete it. So, but I hate doing live streams so much. To see one viewer, like, makes me want to vomit. Okay, I have three viewers now, thank gosh. Oh god, I hate the number 1. Oh. Such a terrible number. I have 3 viewers. Please all stay. Please don't leave me. God. Oh god, I want to wrap this up. What was I saying? I just want to finish this and go inside and just get this night over with and just go. Okay, so I came back down from the pole and I went into a front split, my right leg in front of my other. And then after I do that, it's either me pushing off the floor, the stage floor, with one of my hands. It's either my right or my left, obviously. It's one or the other. I think it's my left, but whichever one it is, after I push off the stage floor, I swing my legs around to where I have to really be able to lift my body weight off of the floor very well in order to do this. And up until recently, I wasn't able to do it anymore with my winter weight gain. So lately I've been getting back into it though. It's been feeling better. So I pushed off the stage floor and I swung really quickly. I swing my legs all the way around, basically doing like a 180 or almost a 360. Like, I really have to swing my body weight all the way around to where I'm facing the other direction. And then when I do that, that's the perfect time for me to be in position to do this move that I was just referring to. The one that I hadn't been able to do for like months and months. So I'm facing north, I'm facing the DJ booth, and I go into a standing position, but it's not a regular standing position. It's a standing position where my ankles are turned out. So if I have a pair of shoes, oh, where are they? Not my shoes, but I just wanted to say these were the socks that I was wearing for this. I don't really like these socks, but these are the socks that I was wearing when this happened. So just so I can, like, if this video posts, oh, they smell bad. Not that bad, but, oh God, if this video posts, I would be able to remember the socks that way. So I don't have any stripper shoes right here with me right now to show you. but this is basically what I'm referring to. This is a regular standing position. When I do this move, I flip my feet out. So the outer edge of my shoe is facing up like this. So my ankles are turned out. So, God, I hate these boots. I hate winter so much. Like, these are just obnoxious, aren't they? Like, these stupid, clunky, horrific things. I hate winter. So I have, my feet are turned out, okay? So as you can see, with my feet being turned out like this, here's my legs, and I'm getting ready to come down into a middle split. So I'm standing, I'm in almost a standing position, but again, I'm not standing normally. I have my feet turned out. So what I'm trying to get ready to do is when I came back down off the pole that first time, I'm going into a front split. Whereas this time, after I swing my body around after that, I stand up, almost fully standing up with my feet pointed out or turned out, my ankles turned out. And so I'm not fully standing up, but I'm raised up off the floor just enough to where after that, what I want to try to do is I want to try to come down into a middle split this time. So one leg on each side coming out, and just like, I want to go down into a middle split like that. But when I'm doing that, I have to keep my arms and my hands in the air. I can't touch the stage floor with my arms or my hands. Like, I can't steady myself with my hands at all. I can't touch the stage floor with anything other than my feet and my ankles and my legs, in that order pretty much, and my shoes, I guess. So I have to keep my hands up in the air, and I can't touch that stage floor with my hands. So I'm only using like my core and my leg muscles pretty much to balance and steady myself to come down slowly into that middle split. And as I get more comfortable with this, sometimes I can do it. I've done it pretty quickly before where I've just like gone down, but especially just getting back into it after not having done it for months. I was doing this when I tried to do it that first time last night. I was doing it so slow, and I was just kind of like, you know, my ankles are turned out and I'm like almost standing like this. I'm just like, all right, okay, slow, steady. And I was like, I didn't think I was going to be able to do it. I was like so apprehensive to try to do it. I was like, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts. This is such a painful, painful, painful move, you guys. Like, this hurts. And but I'm like, I really didn't think that I was ready to do it. I really didn't think I was like, I was like, I shouldn't be trying to do this right now. Like, I'm gonna pull a muscle. It hurts, it hurts, it hurts. But I just wanted to do it so bad. And I wanted to think that my body and my muscles would be at least a little bit loosened up after doing the pole tricks, you know? So, and also after having done that front split just moments before. So I'm going and I'm going and I'm going and I go down, and I did it. I went down into my middle split, and I went down to the stage floor, full middle split, one leg out on each side. No using my hands. I didn't touch that stage floor with my hands whatsoever. I kept them up in the air, and I was so happy. Like, because I had been wanting to get back into doing that for so long, and I was just so scared that I was never going to be able to do it again, you know? And I wish I knew more like how long it's actually been. I just know that it's been too long. It's been too long. Okay, it's been a long time. It's been too long. And I don't know if my favorite manager saw me do it, but I was like, after I did that, the feeling after I did that, I didn't see him. But if I had seen him, like, I feel like I would have just pounced on him and just like taken what I wanted right there and then. Like, if I can do that, like, I deserve to have whatever I want. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, if he had been like feet away from me, I would have just jumped on top of him and like, like, I want what I want and I want it now, you know? But I didn't see him, so I was like, I wonder if he even saw that. But so then I did that additionally 2 more times. Shortly after that, I didn't really do it. I didn't even try to do it anymore, like, as the night went on. because this was right around 9 o'clock. I remembered, I checked my phone, I checked the time after I got off stage after doing that. So yeah, that same time on stage, after doing that middle split the first time, I did it 2 more times. Because I was still up there for a few more songs. I thought the next dancer was coming on like shortly after that, but they still didn't end up coming back on. Like I still ended up having more time on stage, like more time than I thought I was going to after that. I still had a few more songs up there before eventually the next dancer after me eventually did come on eventually after that. But so I ended up having enough time to do 2 more middle splits, and oh my gosh, those, you guys, those hurt like hell. They really do. But yeah, so I did 3 total for that set and for the night. And then after that, that was right after I checked my phone, it was right after 9 o'clock. It was 9 o'clock. So I was like, all right, time noted. Note the time, enter it in the log. Like from Titanic. Although that was like a bad thing in Titanic, this was a good thing. Because when they said that in Titanic, it was after the ship struck the iceberg. So that was like a bad thing. But me noting the time and entering this in my log, this time that was good. So it was very good for me. So happy about that. And yeah, so then that was for that round on stage around 9 o'clock. And then as the night went on, I still had 5 more hours left of my shift. So all throughout the rest of the shift, I didn't try to do it again because I just didn't want to at that point. I was like 3 times is enough for that night. And I was so sore, you know, like I was already sore just going into that shift yesterday. And I hadn't even been to the gym this week. So I don't know why I'm so sore exactly, but I am. But I'll always, like, I'm really, really, really happy. Just so happy that I was able to do that. Yeah. It had been way too long since I had. So, okay. Oh my God, you guys, it says this is over an hour. So, okay, I'm going off of one piece of paper today, one side. So the top of this paper is a grocery list, okay? This video is over an hour. This is part 2, like I mentioned. There was a part 1 to this video that I did before this. Part 1 was 40 minutes. So this is like an hour and 45 minutes that I've been doing these videos today. Doing this hour and 45 minutes, I'm going off of less than one side of this piece of paper. So, oh, and also I didn't mention the first part, so I can refold this even shorter. Because out of what's on here to talk about for today, again, the first part of this I haven't even mentioned. So this hour and 45 minutes that I've been talking, that was based off of these 2 notes. Okay, so how does that happen? How do I have this much written down and that ends up being talking time an hour and 45 minutes? It's 5:50 on the dot right now, and this video is about to be 65 minutes. Part 1 was 40. That's an hour and 45 minutes coming from this. So, like, what? That makes absolutely no sense to me. How does that happen? I better be able to do the Friday day shift today. I don't even know if I'm gonna come in tomorrow. I'm gonna try to come in tomorrow. Oh, but tomorrow's April Fool's. Are they gonna be playing April Fool's jokes here at the club tomorrow? Oh gosh. I better be prepared, huh? Just in case. Oh God. So, so, um, this is the last day of March for 2026. Oh my gosh. March Madness. I, it's about to get dark out and my throat's kind of like, I don't know, I feel like I need liquid right now. Normally my throat doesn't get like sore or dry from talking this much, but I don't know, or like a mint or something. I just need something in my mouth. I need liquid mostly, I think. Like, I need to hydrate, I think. Yeah. I don't know, just even though there was no sun today, I feel like today is kind of like a beautiful day. Like the sky just looks very, I don't know, I just like this right now. It almost feels like dawn. Even though it's technically dusk, this almost feels like more like dawn. Or like the sky looks more like dawn, kind of. I just want to stay out here. I don't really want to go in. I don't really want to go in the club. I do, but I don't. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I kind of just want to stay out here until it actually gets dark, and then I'll go in maybe. But I don't know. And tomorrow's April, so yeah, tomorrow's April, and I just got to get through April. If I can get through April, that'll be 1 year of me being dead ass sober, like not smoking the green leaf. I already hadn't been drinking for years and years. So when I say me getting through April, that'll be 1 year of not smoking the green leaf. But even before that, again, I hadn't had any alcohol or anything else I had never really dabbled in anything else other than alcohol, maybe from time to time. But yeah, I can't remember the last time I had a drink or anything like that. So I've just been dead ass sober I've been mostly sober for a long time now already. And then with this past year almost coming up with the green leaf as well, that's just like complete sobriety. Other than sugar, unless you're gonna count sugar highs and like adrenaline from being on stage. But like that's me being sober. So I will admit I am addicted to sugar 100%. Oh my gosh, you guys. So I got these new snack cakes from the store because I was saying I went to Walmart a couple days ago, and at Walmart I wanted to like get a little treat for myself. Like I love sweet things. I am a total sugar addict. RIP, for better or worse, like I'm not proud of it, but I don't really care. Like I don't think that sugar is as bad as some people seem to say it is. Like I'm not saying it's the best thing in the world. Well, for me it pretty much is the best thing in the world, just about. But besides my bed maybe, or it's up there. Like I love sugar. So yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people seem to think that it's bad or like kind of like demonize it a little bit, but for me personally, it's like just something to live for. Like it gives me life, it makes me happy. I just love it so much. So I wanted to like treat myself and get like a little something. It's $5.55 on the dot. But when I was at Walmart a few days ago, the selection was just so overwhelming that I didn't know what to choose. Like I wanted all of it, but then I didn't really want all of it because a lot of it was just like obnoxious to me, and I was like, that's not right, that's not what I want. Like Walmart's just such a big store, and I was like, I just couldn't choose. I couldn't decide. So, but I was at a different store. I was at the regular store that I normally go to, like the store that I go to the most. I was there, I think yesterday. Yeah, I went there before work yesterday. When I was there before work yesterday, they had this, I'm pretty sure it was like a new kind of snack cake that I have never seen there before. And out of all the other selection they had, this was the only one that I wanted. This was the only one that I wanted to like try, or I read the ingredients on the back and they didn't look like great necessarily, but they looked okay. Like I was okay with it, you know what I mean? Like there was nothing that jumped out at me where I was like, oh, never mind. Like, whereas with a lot of the other snack cakes, like, I'll see an ingredient in the ingredient list where I'm just like, oh, like, never mind, you know. But this looked okay. But oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so glad I got them. I've already had 2 of them. I had one last night and one this morning. But when I say last night and this morning, that's only a few hours time difference because I do work until past midnight here at the club. So when I say last night, it was like probably 4 o'clock in the morning, 3 or 4. So not really last night, more like earlier this morning. And then I had a second one after I slept. So when I got up, I had one like hours later, pretty much like around noon probably. Or no, I got up at 1:30 today. So slightly after noon. But oh my gosh, they're so good. I really can't say that I regret getting them. Like, even though I've had 2 already, like, they're pretty big. They're pretty good size too. They're not like just like little rinky dink things. But they're perfect for, I feel like, I don't know, like, I love them. They're so good. And I'm just like that. I think that was the right choice for me, like, for this time. Like, I don't know, they're just so good. And they're sugary and they're just so good. Like, I love them. And they have sprinkles, they have icing and sprinkles, and just, oh my god, oh, they're so good. What got me onto that? Why am I talking about that? Oh, because I'm addicted to sugar. Yeah. So anyway, sorry. Yes, I really am. But I wouldn't really count that though. Like, I haven't had any like foreign substances, or I haven't smoked the green leaf almost for, after April it'll be a full year. So I'm just so proud of myself, you know, because I was such a daily smoker for 20 years before that. So sorry, I know I already mentioned that, but I just wanted to mention it again because tomorrow is the start of April. So one more month for me to get through with that, and then I can say that I went a whole year. So I never thought, for the longest time, I never thought that I would be able to do that. And even when I started that process, like last May, you know, like when I started that process, I never thought or intended that I would be going for the full year. I thought that it would be maybe like a month to start, or like, and then after I got through that, I was like, well, maybe I'll just try to go for like 3 months, and then that kind of escalated, like maybe I'll try to go for 6 months. And then 6 months was my birthday last October, and then that kind of came and went, and I had other stuff to like think about and deal with. So that also kind of just came and went. And then I was like, well, maybe, you know, and it just kind of kept progressing. And kind of like when I'm on the treadmill at the gym and I'm like, well, let's just like push it a little bit more and just see if I can do that little bit extra, that little bit more, and then see how I feel, you know. So yeah, I'm really proud of myself with that. I am. And still totally addicted to sugar, but again, I don't think that's like the worst thing. Like, it's, God, I love sugar. So anyway, it is about to be 6 o'clock on the dot, and my timestamp now is 73 minutes. My mouth is really dry right now. 6 o'clock. It's 6 o'clock on the dot. All right, ready? I'm going to try to compute in my head. I love doing that. Okay. So I'm going to wrap this up for now. This concludes round 2. God, I hope this post's okay. Holy crap. It says that I have still a few viewers. It said 3 and now it says 4. Oh God, it's so weird for me to check that under the rubber band. I'm so thankful for rubber bands. And sugar and squirrels and earmuffs. Yes, I still have my earmuffs right here. I've been keeping my earmuffs on my bag with me at all times. All this summer, I'm going to keep these earmuffs right here with me on my person, on my bag at all times. Even though it's going to be summer, I'm still going to have them on me, on my person, because they're so dear. They're so dear to me that I also want them to be near to me. I want them to be dear and near. Because they're so dear, I want them to be so near, as well. AKA, I can't trust anyone or anything, and my stuff's always liable to go missing and be taken from me, apparently. I've learned the hard way, unfortunately. Whereas other dancers here at the club can leave their stuff out unattended, unlocked everywhere, and it's just no big deal, and everyone else can just relax and trust things. And it's like, how do they do that? I guess they're just not messed with the way that I am. So maybe it's not just because I'm a stripper. Maybe it's just because I'm me. Or I don't know. I did used to have a problem with shoplifting, but that was a long time ago. Like, and I had other stuff going on. It wasn't just the shoplifting. Like, it was in conjunction with like other really serious issues and problems that I had going on. Not to try to make that excuse, but it was part of the explanation as far as to like why that was an issue for that time. So when stuff goes missing now, I'm kind of like, okay, I get it. I used to shoplift and that's a really bad thing. And I'll always feel bad about that. I'll always regret that. I'll always feel like a bad person for that. But I don't do it anymore, and I haven't done it for a long time. So it's like, that was so long ago. Like, that was mostly when I was with my ex. My ex and I broke up in 2012. So that's like almost 15 years ago. And I understand, like, that's going, I mean, I have that on my record too, though. So it's like that's going to be with me and follow me for the rest of my life, unfortunately, the rest of my existence. Like, I'm never really gonna, like, internally, just in my heart and my soul, I'll always carry the weight of knowing that I did that and that I must be a bad person for that. Like, a good person doesn't do that, you know what I mean? So that already is always going to be an issue for me. But then on top of that, it's like, that's just my own personal stuff. But then, yeah, like on my record, like my public, criminal, whatever you call it, record, like my government name, like that's always going to be there in that way too. So it's just always going to be a thing for me, unfortunately. Like, I'm never going to escape it. I'm never going to live it down. I feel like I'm never going to overcome that or absolve myself of the implications of all of that. Like, that's just always going to be very impactful on myself and on my existence, my chances of ever maybe possibly being able to have an actual life. Or just exist, you know, like I have been. But yeah, I'm never going to live that down. I'm never going to feel okay about it. It's always going to weigh on my heart and my soul and my mind, and just, I'll always be carrying that around, to know that I could stoop that low and just be that bad of a person, that dishonest, and that's just a terrible thing. That's a terrible feeling. And well, I was going to say I'll never be able to forgive myself for it, and I probably won't. But I'll be honest, the more I feel messed with by other people, like with stuff going missing from my car and my apartment and my locker at the club, the more that stuff happens to me, it's almost like the less guilty I feel for what I used to do with that, like the bad stuff that I used to do. I still feel guilty, and I still always will. But I think maybe rather than feeling more guilty for it, I think I feel slightly less so, because then I'm like, well, yeah, that was bad for me to do that stuff, but look at what's been done to me. Look at what I deal with. And if that's been an issue for me now, that same person or group of people, or could have just as well been messing with me all the way back then, maybe ever since the internet became a thing, or technology in general. I don't really know exactly, obviously, but just question marks that I have. Like, of course I still feel guilty, but there's more question marks, I think, for as time goes on and I continue to struggle with all these weird things. It's like, it raises more question marks for me, I guess, for just how guilty I should feel and why exactly. Because in a lot of ways I have had a pretty rough time of things. Like, I'm still very blessed though, overall, I guess. I don't know. It's so hard for me to know how to think about things and how to look at things. It's such a weird mix. It's such a weird, mind-blowing mix of stuff for me, where I can't put my finger on it. I just don't know what to think or how to feel when it comes to so many things. It feels impossible to try to say one thing or another, one way or another, this or that. It's just such a mess, a complete mess. Just a mix of so much crap, you know, and just mind-boggling. Like, gosh, what got me onto this now? I honestly don't even know. I don't remember. Something, apparently. Well, I don't want to wrap my stream up like this, but I guess I was going to wrap it up anyways a moment ago. I really like sugar. And because my earmuffs. I really like squirrels. And then I was like, I need to keep my earmuffs on me at all times. God. My earmuffs. Okay. Should I just put these on now? I'm quite tired. But I do want to go back to the gym soon. I feel like I haven't been to the gym since Thursday. I got 9 miles on Thursday. 9.56. I still remember. Oh God, you guys, next week. My favorite manager leaves next Monday. I don't know what I'm gonna do. All right, one day at a time right now. Hopefully I'll be able to come back out. Hopefully I'll be able to come back out and work at the club tomorrow, and I would like to try to do a video tomorrow, I think. Or maybe I just won't. I don't know. But I know that I really want to try to, what I really want to try to do for the rest of this week. I just really want to, at some point, yes, I want to get to the gym, but I also just really want to be able to do, I have to do the Friday day shift this week. Like I'm putting so much pressure on myself now, though. I can't even try to explain how heartbroken I would be if I missed the Friday day shift this week, because I know that's the last Friday day shift I'm going to get to do with my favorite manager. What if I come in and he's not even here, though? Like, because the schedule here at the club does change all the time. Like, it's so unpredictable. I feel like, that wouldn't be the worst thing, though, because at least I'd still be able to get myself out, and then I would probably just go to the gym or like go to Walmart or something. So, you know, just go to the gym and do some grocery shopping like I would normally do on my days off from the club. But anyway, so I do really want to, I really just need to try to, you know, do this Friday day shift this week. I'm really gonna, oh my God, I'm dreading this next week. I don't know how to say goodbye. I don't know if I should, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I've been dreading this for so long. I've known about this for so long already, like in advance coming up, but I still haven't figured it out. I still don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, I have no idea. All I know is that I'm gonna try to do this Friday day shift as best I really hope that I'm able to do that. And then I'm gonna just, Sunday is Easter, so I have my bunny ears and my bunny tail, and I'm gonna work like I normally would on a Sunday, and I'm gonna celebrate Easter with my bunny ears and my bunny tail. I know that much, at least right now. Bunny ears, bunny tail. Easter, bunny ears, bunny tail. I also, when I go back to Walmart, I really want to get one of their chocolate bunnies. They've still been on my brain ever since I went last week, and I couldn't decide. There were so many different types of bunnies. There were so many sizes and shapes and colors of bunnies. And they all look so good. They had a bunny the size of my head. They had a bunny the size of my different body parts. And they had big bunnies. They had little bunnies. They had medium bunnies. They had medium bunnies. They had large bunnies. they had so many bunnies, and they look so good. And I just wanted to take them all home with me. Not home, I don't have a home, but I wanted to eat them all. I I wanted to just, like Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, or they all looked really yummy. They all looked yum, very yum. But I didn't get any at Walmart last week because I couldn't decide. There were so many I couldn't choose. So, but I'm still trying to decide in my head right now, like next time I go back to Walmart, because I am going to be going back there pretty soon. And next time I go, I'm like, which bunny should I get? So I'm still trying to decide. I still haven't decided that either yet, but I'm trying to. That's something else for me to think about. I'd rather think about trying to decide on that than trying to decide what to do with my favorite manager leaving. So they're both tough decisions for sure. But anyway, okay. So I am at 85 minutes. Just under an hour and a half, right? Okay. I can't do that. I can't do it as loud as I want to right now. I can't really make the sound because I need liquid. I mean, my mouth is dry. It's so nice out right now. I don't know. It just feels very peaceful out here right now. It's very like calm, very peaceful. I just really don't want to go in there. But I'm going to in a moment, in a few minutes, probably. But anyway, so yes, what is this? Oh God, go away. Just add some more ruffles here, kind of camouflage. Oh God. I was saying the other day, I was like, should I do mukbangs? But then I was like, if anybody leaves in the comments that they want to see me do a mukbang, I guess I'll do it. If people really want to see it that bad, I guess I will. But nobody's left any comments about that yet, so I'm like, damn it. I guess nobody wants to watch me stuff my face on camera. I don't have that excuse. I was like, I could do a mukbang with the bunnies, and I could get all the bunnies, or I could get like a few different bunnies and just like try each one of them on camera, and then just try them a little bit, like little nibble here, little nibble there on camera, to like have it be for like a good purpose, like, you know, to like make a nice happy little Easter video for you guys, and then just like tuck the bunnies away after and save them for another day or another time after that. And then so many other things I could eat. Oh God. I did have a cheat day last Saturday, kind of. It wasn't, I mean, it wasn't like a whole cheat day. It kind of was, but like I had my popcorn and I had mac and cheese and it was really good. And now I have all these other things I want to eat, and like all these other ideas for food in my head. And I was like, well, maybe I could do a mukbang with this or with that, or oh my God, the snack cakes that I was talking about. I was talking about the snack cakes earlier. I could have those on camera maybe and just be like, this is them, these are them. And I could just show it all, show the cake and show the box, and like to remind myself too, like this is what they were, this is what they are. Hopefully they'll exist at some point in the future too, or they're so good. So, and I've really been wanting cinnamon rolls with lots of icing. Oh my God, icing. Anyway, so I'm gonna wrap this up for now. And, hopefully I'll be able to come back on again soon. See, the earmuffs really do cheer me up. It's crazy. They really do serve their purpose in that way as well. I'm gonna wrap this up for now, but I hope you guys are well. Should we go for 90 minutes? We're at 89. Oh my God. Okay, let's do it. Wow, the time flies, especially when it comes to food. Wow, you guys, when I'm having popcorn, the time really does fly. It just flies on by in such a nice, happy way too, mostly. All right. Now if I could see a squirrel. Someday. It really is weird to me though, because I swear I was seeing them when we had the snow. I was seeing them even throughout the winter with the snow. I've mentioned before, I know, but I'm just mentioning it again now because it is a mystery to me. Why not now? Why then but not now? It's spring now. It's officially spring. It's been spring for days. Where are they? Somebody's been leaving comments. I think it was, their name is Jordan in their screen name. They've been leaving me comments with squirrels, and thank you so much. I didn't even realize there was a squirrel emoji, but apparently there is, and I just love squirrels so much. And it sounds like a female, so that's even better. Or I hope that's the case. It's okay if it's not. I don't want to offend anybody, but I'm just saying. All right. I think we're 89 minutes. No, 90 minutes. Yes, we are. Almost 91. That's an hour and a half. I can remember that. I should be able to. Anyways, okay, so now I'm going to wrap this up. It's 6:17. I hope you guys are well. And I hope we're all able to have a happy Easter. I won't say any more on that. What a concept. Oh, wow. Oh, gosh. Apparently, this god is very creative, very creative, very creative. Yes, what a concept. Wow. Wow. Man, oh man. Gosh. Okay. There we go. Stop falling forward. It's supposed to be like that so we can see the puff on top. Okay. So, I hope. And yes, hopefully I'll be able to come back on again soon. So, peace out for now. Until next time, thanks for watching. This concludes round 2 of Tinka Tuesday to wrap up March 2026. Okay.